I think we're dealing with some insomnia here. Hey guys, hey YouTube, it's your girl Allison, or your asexual, agender, women's rights movement advocator, whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't know what time it is. All I know is that it's really late at night and we got to be really quiet because my nonna is sleeping in the other room. I want to talk about insomnia and a few ways I know how to curb it. I know grounding can really be the best cure, or it's not really a cure, it's the best way on how to curb insomnia. I told my professor about grounding because he has whoop, we didn't need to see that. Mistakes happen then and there. Told him the best way how to curb insomnia is if you, God, my hair is getting so long, holy shit, that is down to my tits. Jesus. I don't mean to distract myself. The best way to curb it is to do grounding. And all basically grounding is just where you take your shoes off, you go barefoot, and the grass has to be dry. Well, you can do wet grass, of course, and it has to be warm weather, or you don't want too hot, you don't want too cold. You just want it to be the perfect 70-degree day. I mean, if you live in Arizona or Florida, you're sunk, because Arizona, they don't got a lot of grass. So where I live, New York State is perfect. So Buffalo, New York, nice 70-degree day, you're good. Now, I want to talk about the most recently embarrassing moment of my life. I don't know if I should take this the wrong way or too personally, but I'm going to talk about it. Here's what happened in the beginning of the semester. My professor, he's a bit of an ass. I don't want to say this because it might come back to him, but he can be a bit of an ass. I don't know if he'll take it personally. I don't even know if he knows that I got a YouTube channel or if I got a TikTok. Maybe yes, maybe no. Honestly, I don't really care. He can watch me all day, all he wants. I don't really care. And he probably doesn't care what I have to say about him. We're friends, but he has a few flaws. We all have flaws, but his flaws really stand out. We were talking about in class Roe v. Wade, and he asked me personally, how does it affect you? And he meant it generally. I didn't know that. I didn't catch on in time in college when that people mean things generally. Now I know that for next time, because I made a really embarrassing comment saying I didn't start becoming sexually active. Let's be fair. I've been sexually active since I was 16 years old. Let's be honest. Let's be fair. I never got an IUD. I never got on birth control because my nonna believes, because she calls herself the old-fashioned weirdo, she believes that you have to have a steady boyfriend for 6 months to a year to be on birth control. And yes, birth control, I heard, fucks with your hormones. It fucks everything up. The problem is, why can't men get a vasectomy and then reverse it rather than a woman go on birth control? And then they shame the woman for going on birth control. And the thing with men, they can sleep with a bunch of women and then it boosts up their ego. But then women sleep with a bunch of men, it lowers their ego, because there's, what I learned in college, there's ego, ID, and super ego. Look it up. I'm not going to be the one here to explain it all because I don't got the time. It's 12 o'clock at night, I'm pretty sure. And honestly, I want to go to bed because I'm really tired. I slept 10 hours today. I didn't go to work this weekend. I had off. And 13 hours Friday when I came home from school. I made a fool out of myself by accident because he asked, how does it affect you? And then I started I didn't even mean to start going on a rampage. I just made a comment that was like really dumb. Everybody laughed. Yeah. Like, people have laughed at me so many times, and it just really bothers me. That's just been my hang up. I don't like being embarrassed, and I don't like people laughing. Then he said, I'm gonna stop you right there. And I was just like, okay, you brought it up. Like, I didn't want to say to him, I didn't want to give him an attitude and say, well, you brought it up. I'm not that kind of person. I've been trying to give attitudes less and less. But I do have a hang up where instead of saying yes, I just say what instead of yes. And this boy at my school, we'll call him Bob. He mocked me one time. Well, he likes to tease me, and I'm pretty sure he does that to other people. He just doesn't do it to me. He mocked me where he did, whack, 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 whack. That's you. Whack, 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 whack. Even my old boss did that to me. She said, this is her. Whack, whack, whack. She says what rather than like yes. Which is very true. I do say what. And especially if I don't like your ass, I say what. And, or if I'm woken up. Even to family I do it. I'm like, what? Like, what do you need? And yeah, I just felt like embarrassed, ashamed, insecure. And that's all I wanted to tell you guys. And it happened like, I don't know, I'd say 3 months ago. And I'm pretty sure now everyone forgot about it, but that just stuck with me. Like, I'm thinking, what could I have done? What was wrong with me in the moment? What could I have done to curb that and not been so embarrassed? Because in reality, people don't forget. They do or they don't. It all depends on what was said and what was done. You guys can tell I'm really tired. I probably will edit this video eventually. But I just wanted to share that, and I wish you would have gotten more specific and said, keep it general rather than like going into your personal life. But he probably assumed that I figured that. But my other hang up is that, like this girl that I watch, her channel's name is I Exist. I'll link her channel in the description for you guys to check her out, because she calls herself a loser because her and I have the same struggles with driving. And I don't know if she ever went to college. She said she never did. I've been to college like twice. This is my second time going. Now she's got a fiance. She's getting married. She lives in California. I'm living in New York State. And I'm 20 years old. I've had many boyfriends in my life. And I never been engaged or married. That's not bad. Like, shit is different from 50 years ago. Like, what the hell? Time changes. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, time is something you can't get back. And Albert Einstein says time is an illusion. I mean, shit. Time is time. And, I just like her instinct on life and how the way she says things. Because honestly, I relate to her. And I think if I ever met her, I think we would make like good friends. And she one time said on YouTube that she regrets asking the internet to be her friend. But I like her. So, because she's very honest, how the way she says things. What attracted me to her was her kindness and her honesty. And I got to work on that. I got to work on my compassion. I got to work on my kindness. My honesty, that's no problem. Like, I've always been an honest person. It does make me into a bitch, but I've always been honest. I have never lied. And they say people with a high IQ tend to be liars and lie a lot. But when I was in high school, my IQ came back as a 70. And a 70 is not retarded. Well, I shouldn't say the word retarded, but I would say mentally challenged. 70 is not mentally challenged. If your IQ is lower than a 70, I just beat it. Like, I have low average IQ. And that's not good. It's not bad. Like, I'm not slow. I just need to work harder. Like I said in my psychology class, people like that who have low IQ or extremely low IQ and borderline mentally challenged have to work harder. That's it. All they got to do is work harder. Like people with Down syndrome, they're missing, I forgot what it's called, the chromosome, because I can't think right now because it's very late. They got to work harder. Like, shit. People with Down syndrome are becoming businesswomen and businessmen. They're becoming teachers and all kinds of shit. They're doing it for themselves. I mean, if they can do that, so can I. But some of them can't drive. Some of them can't shop for themselves. It all depends on the individual in reality. So, yeah. It is what it is. So, I like that girl. I exist. And, we're all different. That's all I gotta say. And honestly, I wish I could go back in time. And that I wish I could go back in time for. And just reword myself. Or just simply slap myself in the face and kick myself thinking, Allison, how could you be so stupid? And I hope to get my driver's license this time when I set up for my road test. Because I've taken the road test. I told you guys in one of my last videos. I've taken it so many times. And I seem to fail every time. And I don't want to be the one loser that blames the system. I want to correct my mistakes. And I'm getting so sick and tired of Ubering and having my nonna drive me to school, drive me to work. It's getting so frustrating because I want to be independent. I don't want to rely on a person or something just to cart my ass around, even at work. They used to joke at me at my old job and say, "Here's the princess, your chariot awaits." I didn't like that, not one bit. I didn't want to be known as the princess, and I didn't want it to be called a chariot. It wasn't really like a compliment to me. They were making fun of me. Now they can look back and kiss my ass because, honestly, I'm way out of their league. But in reality, there's no such thing as out of league. But to be honest, I feel like I am because I wouldn't go out of my way to make someone feel bad just because they don't drive. So that's all I gotta say. And I wish I could go back in time, slap myself in the face for making that dumb comment. Good night, guys.